What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome to the Bullpen Bar and Grill in Overland Park. I'm BJ Kissel. That is Kent Swanson, and this is not going to be a whole lot of fun as the Chiefs trail the Tennessee Titans 27-0 at halftime. I don't think even the Chiefs fans who have not believed in what we've seen over the first 6 weeks could have expected this kind of performance.
Where do you
want to start?
We have to keep meeting like this. I mean, this is what I mean. I'm sick of this. I am sick of halftime shows like this. We can't. This isn't. We've used the word embarrassing a lot.
Let's just use the stats. We don't even have to describe it. 277 yards of total offense for the Titans. 67 yards of total offense. If you're the Chiefs, 6 minutes and 44 seconds time of possession in the first half for the Chiefs, 23-16 for the Titans. We're averaging 7.2 yards per play, 9.6 yards per pass. No matter how you look at it, the Chiefs are getting absolutely throttled. And now it's at the point where who is to blame? We put it out on Twitter, and I believe it's a combination of everything. But at some point, you start having accountability. Like, you got to be accountable to the performances that we've seen. And at some point, something has to change. And you can't just keep expecting Willie Gay coming back from injury to fix everything. Frank Clark coming back to fix everything. Chris Jones coming back to fix everything. It's a broken football team. I don't think the messages are being received. The schematic, the game plan stuff.
Everything.
Blown coverages by veterans. Nothing makes sense as far as what we've seen. So there's not that one just answer of it's this. I think the messages from top down are not being heard, or it's not resonating the same way that it has in the past.
I think it's stale. Yep. I think there's a layer of I think things are stale right now. And
it's the only explanation.
I think, look, I'm not going to absolve the defense or the offense. The offense was horrendous.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I think a lot of where we are with this football team has started with how horrific and embarrassing this defense has been, and the pressure that it has put on the offense and people within that offense, Patrick Mahomes, to feel the pressure to score every play. Like as Darren Orlovsky said, they're trying to score 21 points every play. And it's true. Things have really compounded here, and this is where we're sitting now. Because there's a lot of issues with this football team. It started week one with the defense, and it's just continued to compound since then.
I see the comment here from Stephen Hawley saying football gods are lashing back out at us, allowed us to get a couple of good years. It's not that point I want to make, but there was something that Peter King said to me the other day that I can't get out of my head. We talked about it offline before the halftime ended, where he was talking about the Chiefs and the struggles they've had and just the offseason, everything that's gone on over the Chiefs since the Super Bowl, before the Super Bowl. He said at some point you get what you deserve. And I don't know, the context it was about how they struggled, but I don't exactly know what it meant. And at some point you said all these crazy fumbles, the interceptions, the tips, all of the stuff. At some point, is karma against us? Is there something bigger working against us? I hate to go to that point, but damn.
There's just a lack of energy too, though. It's not.
Is it coaching? Is it talent? Is it players not performing? Where do you put the onus? You got to blame somebody.
What? Why? Why can't it be?
To fix it? I'm pragmatic by nature, so you've got to figure out, okay, what do you do to fix it? You can't bring in an entire new roster this year to fix it. So if they're going to try to fix it with this group of coaches, this group of players, they're not going to make a bunch of wholesale changes. Now, if they can go fire somebody in the middle of the season, I don't think it's going to change anything unless the messages just 100% aren't resonating. And that would only be known by people inside of that building. But at the end of the day, they still have to do something big. And we've seen it internally. Just because we don't see it on the outside doesn't mean internally inside there haven't been changes where Andy Reid just takes more control over the defense. Yeah. We've seen that in the past. That happened. We didn't find out for a couple of months later, but he got more hands-on with the defense. But if you did that, what would that look like? Is that DeAndre Baker playing over Mike Hughes?
DeAndre Baker's not even active today.
Right. I'm saying,
Chris Lamons is because we have this overwhelming desire to make sure that Dave Tobe has the cupboard full for special teams. If you're such a good special teams coordinator, why do you need so much roster control at the bottom of the roster? I'm sorry. This is just another thing that pisses me off.
But roster control at the bottom isn't going to change the fact we're getting bought 27-0. Is there what can they do at this point?
They tried to mix some things up personnel-wise. That hasn't worked. Arguably, it's been worse today. I mean, I will say, I think Juan Thornhill's done some good things today, at least. So there's that. But
And Nick Bolton, we talked about it during the week that this was a game that Nick Bolton was going to look good, coming downhill, moving forward, and hitting Derrick Henry. He's physical. He can do that.
They've played phenomenally. They played well against the run. And Nick Bolton's had a very good day against the run. But
let's look at the numbers.
The outside corners and Bolton have been the guys that have been getting picked on in coverage. So they've been really attacking that middle of the field. And they've done a really good job getting some guys in the middle of the field. When Chiefs are zoning out, Bolton's been nowhere there. But then also the outside corners are the sins of never investing in the cornerback position are coming when your expensive defensive line can't generate pressure. They have one of the most expensive defensive lines in football, either first or second. And
Frank jumping off sides didn't help anything. That started everything. He's had some good reps. They've tried to blitz. It seems like every time they've blitzed, I look at Tucker and I said, it seems like they have our playbook. Every time he blitzed, they would run a screen, whether it's 2nd and 11, whether it was 3rd and 7, whatever it was. Everything that we are trying is not working. So,
and it's not just defense; it's offense too. I mean,
Mahomes is 5 of 9 for 41 yards and a pick. I understand
and a fumble,
and the fumble. I understand at some point we make excuses for. At some point, he needs to play better too. And I will be the first person to say, at some point, you're standing on the sideline, you're watching the defense give up all these points. You're going to do everything you can to do points. But when the game was still close, I don't know.
Was still close. We were at halftime, and it's out of reach. It's just embarrassing. Sorry, I'm not trying to side-tie. It's just I'm stunned. Bad teams don't lose like this. Bad teams don't have halves like this. Everyone in the National Football League is going out of their way to put a hurting on the Kansas City Chiefs. This is not game manager. They are trying to lay it on them. And the focus and the intensity that the Chiefs face every single week, the Chiefs have been incapable of matching. Everybody is coming for you. You will get everybody's shot. And maybe it's just exhausting to do that for 2 straight seasons. Maybe that's part of it. Because everybody's been coming for him and gunning for him. I mean, the Falcons made it competitive last year.
Has this team looked right since the AFC title game last year?
No, they haven't. I mean, even most of their wins have been interesting. I mean, it had to play 30 minutes of excellent football to actually beat the Washington football team. They're trailing Washington.
And Baker's interception at the end of the Browns game.
I mean, they haven't played well. They just haven't played well this entire year. And I don't know, at some point messages might get stale. And so there might need to be some regeneration personnel-wise.
Coach Reed got a contract extension last year. Brett Veach got a contract extension in November of 2020.
Yes, they did. And they're on the, they've got, I'm not gonna come after Andy Reid or anything, but I think he's got to have some overhaul to his coaching staff, if anything, just to get to a new voice. And personnel-wise, I think they need to slam the reset button on the Chiefs. And that includes, I'm telling you, it's not Chris. This isn't a Chris Jones problem, but they need to move on from Chris Jones. They just need to get new voices and an entirely new, they just need to reset everything.
Chiefs have not crossed the 50-yard line.
Oh, the ball did, because the Titans recovered the ball on the 49. So at least the ball did when Mahomes fumbled. So that's nice. That's great.
Anything positive to say?
No. This is the worst I've ever felt. Not ever.
I just been in general.
No, I don't.
Do you have a good weekend?
I had a decent weekend. I did do that. And
the rest of the show talking about that. I had a great day yesterday.
Did you? Yeah, I saw.
Went out to Lewisburg with the family. Went to the pumpkin patch. Or frolicking around in the corn.
That was cute.
Fucking great.
Yeah, some cute family candids. I went to the pumpkin patch too yesterday. My kid fell in mud, and we had to leave early.
It wasn't a great day, but it was packed. That place makes a killing.
So we went to Shaky's Pumpkin Patch.
I don't know about that life.
In Lawrence, Kansas.
You drove all the way to, I guess.
No, I got family in town over there. I have family in Eudora. Shout out Eudora High School.
Want to talk about pumpkin patches for the rest of the show?
You know what? I think people are probably more interested in that. The kid.
No, everybody's listening to us as they're refilling their drink. Like, you know what? If we're going to go down, we're going to go down watching. I just want to see what kind of pride they have.
They don't have any pride.
We're going to see in the second half who is out here to play, who's going for a contract. Just see some business decisions in the second half. I want to see some guys come out and play. Well, I don't think, I'm not going to say that it's out of question for this offense to turn it around. We've seen this skill group, be able to point. Do I think they could score 27 points against the Titans defense?
Yeah.
Yes. Do I think the Chiefs defense can stop them in the second half? We're going to see a lot more Derrick Henry. He already had 17 carries in the first half.
Yeah, they're just going to.
This is a pride thing. This is a business decision pride thing because you're going to get a whole lot of Derrick Henry in the second half. Are you willing to step up and do the physical things at a time where it's all about pride? at this point.
Yeah, but this is how I feel. I'm dead inside. I don't care. I don't really care if they show a pulse. I don't. It doesn't mean anything to me at this point. This team's about lost me. I can't believe I'm to this point 7 games into the season, but
it's not lost me. You're still going to root for them, still going to hope for the best, but at some point you just either believe they have what it takes, or you're just going to be upset every week and have, like I put on social, you just say, I told you so every week. Or you believe they have what it takes to do it, and if you don't believe, but you're still going to watch because you're a fan, and we're all fan in our own way. I don't know. It's the biggest problem with this team is if the message is not getting through.
It doesn't seem like it is.
That's the start part, because then it's hard to generate that.
Here's my question, EBJ. Washington was supposed to be a point of pride, right? We got into halftime, and everybody just said enough's enough. Okay, cool, great.
Second half of Washington. And
we were that's supposed to be the rallying cry, right? This was supposed to be the game that, kind of defined the season. We hoped, and it might have.
This was going to be the turning point of we're going up against an above-average team. You know what they're going to do. And to that point, let's not overlook. They've done a half-decent job against Derrick Henry. I have no problem with how they've done
against Derrick Henry.
Up front, running back,
they stopped the run.
They've stopped the run. They've done a half-decent job, but to your point, outside corners. Thought it was going to be down the middle. It's not. They see where the advantages are. You see how teams want to attack us, and they're finding success no matter what they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, they've done – and then here's the funny thing. It's like that's the whole point of this thing. Stopping the run matters until it doesn't. The most important thing is being able to defend the pass, and the Chiefs have been non-competitive in the passing game. And Ryan Tannehill started the game 11 for 11.
Something here from Jordan Rhodes. Something isn't clicking. I can't tell if it's talent or coaching, but something needs to be addressed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. To me, it's just, what does that look like? Like I'm all about everybody sitting back and venting their frustrations. But for me, as a pragmatic person, it's like, okay, what do you actually do? Sit back and complain about it, because fans have no control. What's the actual action that you do to try to turn things around? Or are we just scrapping the season with 9 games to go? I know it's easy for fans that you're going to turn it off. But from the players' point of view and how they're preparing every week, what do you do differently to get these guys to play? How do you diagnose the problem to begin with? And only the guys inside will know. And publicly outside, we will not know what actually is happening maybe for a year or two. Just the way the information happens. It's not going to get out. The real stuff as far as what's happening. We can all guess. And people that pretend to know are guessing.
Yeah. No, it's true. But you just got to have to wonder, you have to wonder if you have to wonder if it's going to be lost on. You just kind of wonder if it's starting to become a lost season. That's the concern. That is the concern here.
This is where those things change, and where goals, expectations, how guys prepare, what they're thinking about throughout the week. This is where it changes.
But they've had a lot of chances to change.
All right, we'll see you guys after the game. Thanks for tuning in with us. Hopefully they show some life in the second half, and then after this we can talk about Monday Night Football next week against the New York Giants in prime time, where everybody in the country can talk, and we can have all kinds of fun graphics that talk about our defense. We'll see.